The Order of Our Lady of Charity is a Roman Catholic monastic order, founded in 1641 by Saint John Eudes, at Caen, France. History. Moved by pity for prostitutes, Father John Eudes at first attempted to house them under the care of good and pious women. One of these women, Madeleine Lamy, persuaded Père Eudes that more was needed. 3 visitation nuns came to his aid temporarily, and, in 1641, a house was opened at Caen under the title of Refuge of Our Lady of Charity. Other ladies joined them, and, in 1651, the Bishop of Bayeux gave the institute his approbation. In 1664 a bull of approbation was obtained from Pope Alexander VII. That same year a house was opened at Rennes, and the institute began to spread. When the French Revolution broke out, there were 7 communities of the order in France. All the houses of this order are independent of each other, and each has its own novitiate, but the mother house is still at Caen. The nuns wear a white habit and a large silver cross on the breast. To the 3 ordinary religious vows they add a 4th, viz., to devote themselves to the reformation of the fallen. The novitiate lasts 2 years. On the 8th of July 1855, Sister Jerome Tourneau of Rennes, France, established the first foundation in North America in Buffalo, New York, and thus began the spread of the mission of Our Lady of Charity in the United States, Canada and Mexico. In France they had 17 houses, 1 each at Caen, Saint-Brieuc, Rennes, La Rochelle, Paris, Versailles, Nantes, Lyon, Valence, Toulouse, Le Mans, Blois, Montauban, Besançon, Valence, and 2 at Marseille in Italy, 1 at Loreto, and in Spain, 1 at Bilbao, and in Austria. The sisters came to England in 1863, building a large purpose-built convent at Bartistry near Hereford, and by 1910 also had houses at Waterlooville near Portsmouth, Monmouth, Southampton, and Northfield. By 1960, about 1,500 sisters served in 44 communities of Our Lady of Charity in 10 countries. Congregation of Our Lady of Charity of the Good Shepherd. John Eudes had established his houses as separate and autonomous. Sister Mary of St. Euphrasia was the superior of the house in Tours. The city of Angers asked that Sister Mary Euphrasia establish a convent of refuge there. She established a house in an old factory and called it Bon Pasteur. In 1831 she was appointed as Mother Superior of the house in Angers. However, neither the house in Tours nor the one in Nantes was interested in expanding to Angers, believing that the work would proceed more efficiently under a central administration. In April 1835, she obtained approval from Pope Gregory XVI, granted approval of the Mother House at Angers as the home of a separate institute known as Congregation of Our Lady of Charity of the Good Shepherd. Apostolate. The primary apostolate is to work with women in need. Ministries include counseling, serving in parishes, counseling troubled teenage girls, daycare for children and adults, rehabilitation and nursing care for the ill and elderly, people with AIDS, teaching in schools and religious education programs, fusion with the Sisters of the Good Shepherd. Feeling the need for a restructuring of the congregation, in 1944 an American Federation of Sisters was founded, followed by a French Federation in 1945, an Irish Federation in 1948, and an English Federation in 1957. The member monasteries remained autonomous, with the Federation president tasked with maintaining communication between member communities. A movement toward a more centralized organization continued to develop. The Latin Union under a superior general was formed in 1967. On the 21st of March 1979, the North American Union Sisters of Our Lady of Charity received its approval from the Holy See. In North America, they are located in Hamburg and Amp, Newborough, NY, Erie and Amp, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Wheeling, West Virginia, and Amp, El Paso, Texas, Carrollton, Green Bay, Wisconsin, San Diego, CA, and Mexico, and Amp, Canada. An English union was formed in 1982, and an Irish union in 1989. The International Union of Sisters of Our Lady of Charity received approval in 1995. Only the Mexican Federation remains outside the International Union. On the 27th of June 2014, after a 179-year split, the Sisters of Our Lady of Charity, founded by John Eudes, merged with the Good Shepherd Sisters, founded by Mary Euphrasia Pelletier, to form the Congregation of Our Lady of Charity of the Good Shepherd, Ireland. In Ireland they had two houses at Dublin. The Sisters of Charity of Our Lady of Refuge was one of four congregations involved in managing the controversial Magdalen laundries. Dr. Martin McLeish found the environment in the laundries was harsh and involved physically demanding work, which produced a traumatic and lasting impact on the girls. However, the ill treatment and physical punishment present in industrial schools was not reported in the laundries, according to the vast majority of women. A spokesperson for the congregation said, "The laundries which were attached to refuges were hard and demanding places to work. Many women used our refuges as a place of last resort. Regardless of why a woman was in a refuge or how she came to be there, we endeavored to provide care. It is with sorrow and sadness that we recognize that for many of those who spoke to the inquiry that their time in a refuge is associated with anxiety, distress, loneliness, isolation, pain and confusion, and much more." Monastery of Our Lady of Charity and Refuge. The Monastery of Our Lady of Charity and Refuge, Hot Springs, Arkansas began in 1908, when 5 French-speaking Canadian nuns arrived in Hot Springs from Ottawa in September 1908. In 1913 the sisters began St. Michael's School for the girls who had come into the care. Because few children could pay for their education, the sisters supplemented their income with a laundry service, which they operated for over 50 years. In the 1950s, the sisters organized a child care program serving infants and preschool children. On the 26th of September 2007, Monsignor J. Gaston Hebert, diocesan administrator, announced that 6 of the 10 sisters at the Monastery of Our Lady of Charity and Refuge had been formally excommunicated by the Roman Catholic Church for their association with a Canadian group called the Army of Mary, which the Vatican's Congregation for the Doctrine of the Faith had defined as a heretical group. The community is an autonomous religious group and not connected with any other monastery.